2ファイト逃げったよもらったうるせえな
Good morning, boys and girls of the internet. Today is Wednesday, November 14th, 2018. This will be vlog number 318. And at the moment, one of my very good friends is over in Japan. She went there, well, she left around like last Friday. Went over to China, then went to Japan. And, you know, she's just having, I'm seeing like her Instagram posts and whatnot. Posting on Facebook, and her and her boyfriend's over there with a couple other friends. They're just having the time of their lives, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm very, very jealous. I've always wanted to go to Japan. You know, ever since I was like a teenager and really into anime. That's very weeb of me to say, but I just always wanted to go to Japan, like ever since back then. Of course, being a teenager in the late 90s, mid to late 90s, I didn't have money, of course, and throughout my 20s, I didn't have money. I worked, very shit-shot jobs here and there. Had a lot of problems with maintaining a job for a good length of time. I think out of high school, like my longest job I've had, the first job I had for a long term was at like Roland Nursery, and that wasn't a very high paying job. It just was a job, and at the time, of course, I thought, oh, I'm making decent money. It was good enough for me at the time. Nowhere near enough to put into savings and save up for a trip. That's the thing. That's the only reason why one of the main reasons why I never got a chance to go to Japan, because I always figured that if I'm going to go to Japan, I'm going to, save up a good amount, so at least when I'm there, I can, spend. But that never came to fruition. Like I said, I had a lot of shit jobs here and there. I had school that I went to for far too long, so I didn't do much, extensive traveling while I was working and going to school. I just didn't have the time nor money for it. And then as I got older, things came about. Like I got a good job that I have now, and why didn't I go to fucking Japan? I'm making good money. There's no question about that. I had plenty of time to make the time to go and save up. Of course, one of the things I did, a few years, like 2 or 3 years after I got my job, and I was like, okay, I'm pretty steady at this job. I can afford to have a decent car, because I've always wanted to have a decent car, and first time I bought my 2010 Charger. I love that car. But had I not bought that car, if I bought a something less expensive, something that left me with more pocket money, could I put that extra money aside from savings and been able to go to Japan? Probably. Could I do that now? Sure, I can trade in this, my now 2015 Charger and save some money on car payments and stuff. The other thing that kind of always got in the way, that there was a lot of people that I was talking to, because I don't want to, if I'm going to Japan, I kind of don't want to go by myself, because when I want to travel around and experience things, I want to be with somebody. I want to, enjoy it with somebody and experience a world with someone else, experience a different culture. yeah, there's a lot of people that go around, they do travel the world by themselves, and they're perfectly happy with that. That's not me. I want to do things with people, especially my friends. And a lot of my friends, a lot of them didn't have good jobs of their own, or a lot of them had other life priorities too. So there was just never a good opportune time. There was never good concrete plans. Yeah, there's a time where me and one friend that we were trying to get some solid plans, and he's like, oh, I want to save good money. I want to go there. Technically, though, here's the whole argument nowadays. Back in the day when I was thinking, oh, I need a lot of money if I'm going to go to Japan because I want to buy things. Yeah, that's kind of true, but nowadays, with the proliferation of the internet, almost anything you see in Japan that you want to buy, you can buy online. So the novelty of buying something while you're there, yeah, you could probably get some very unique, things that can only be purchased in Japan by a person. But how much of that are you actually buying while you're there in Japan, and taking it back home? You'd have to pre-plan ahead of what exactly you're going to be looking for to buy and to have. If you want to buy Japanese figurines or video games or something, you buy all that online. So right now I'm kind of thinking, I'm like, oh, my friend is traveling to Japan. Yeah, she's doing it in a very economical way. She's staying in pretty affordable hostels and stuff. Just places to sleep, while she's there, and that's smart. Saving a lot of money there. But where was I going with that? No, yeah, so if I'm gonna go to Japan now, all I'm gonna have to really worry about is, of course, travel, which that's expensive. I'm sure flights are not cheap. But there's all kinds of travel packages you can get that are rather affordable nowadays. It doesn't really take long to save up for. And then you have to worry about, your daily expenses and, just have some extra money, in case, So ultimately, if I really wanted to set my mind to it, it wouldn't be all that hard to get to Japan, at least within the next year, if I wanted to plan for it. It wouldn't be hard at all. So just seeing my friend, she was able to get to it, and this was a pretty quick plan. She didn't plan on this all year. It was only a couple months ago that her boyfriend and a bunch of friends, they decided to do this. I don't know what brought it up, but it was just something that they all decided to do. So if she can do it, why can't I do it? Yeah, of course I want to go with people, so it's not only up to me to save up for myself and all the things I need to travel, but it's also up to whoever I'm going to go with, make sure they have what they need. So I ain't footing no bill for someone else, to go on this expensive travel, And especially nowadays, things are so much more accessible. If you have a hard time, you can go to a foreign country like Japan, and you have to go, oh shoot, where do I go? I'm on this I'm on the bullet train. Where do I get off? Well, you have Google Translate, and that shit straight up converts, hiragana and katakana into English. You just point your phone at it and you can read it. Yeah, maybe it's not so 100% perfect, and yeah, I understand there's a lot of places in Japan that have pretty good English signage, and there's a lot of people in Japan that do speak English, broken English, but it could be good enough. So it's not that it's a huge cultural thing where like I'm gonna feel lost, but even if I do go by myself, I just have to kind of sit down and do it and make the plans for it. So I'm gonna chalk that up to a bucket list thing. I'm not gonna go, oh, I'm gonna 100% do this before the year is out. But it's something I want to strongly think about and strongly plan for. I just got to figure out who I'm going to go with. Who do I want to go with? Especially now, like, yeah, you can go to Japan, do all the touristy things, but I want to go and use it as a photography opportunity. Because there's some beautiful areas in Japan, and I want to be able to capture that. I think that'd be pretty neat. So I don't know what the next year's gonna bring, but hopefully a trip to Japan is on the docket. Keep my fingers crossed here. Keep your fingers crossed for me. Hopefully I can make it. That's what it'll be a I'm not gonna say a birthday present for myself, because if I go, I'm not gonna go in the summer. That's gonna suck. My birthday's in the summer. I'm definitely gonna have to plan on when I'm gonna go and figure out what the best time of year. I'd love to go like in the spring to see the cherry blossoms. That's the most iconic thing you can think of. But that's a little bit too soon for me to think about doing that. But I definitely need to travel more. If anything, this trip that I've been trying to edit in September, it really, it got that itch. It got that travel itch of me going again. I've always said I love to travel, but I haven't been traveling much over the last few years. Now, yeah, going on some road trips here and there. Like, I went to Salt Lake City, driving up there. Went to Arizona. Was it last year for my cousin's wedding? And what did I do before that? Not much. I know, we also drove up to Colorado. What else did I travel to? I don't think that Colorado trip was 4 damn years ago. And I don't think I've traveled, in between that. Huh. I know flying, flying up to Oregon last month, that's the first time I went flying anywhere in a couple of years. The last time I went flying was when I went to Florida to go visit my friend and pick him up and drive back. But yeah, that's about it. Weird. Well, at this point I'm kind of rambling. Wish my friend a lot of luck and have a good time in Japan. And again, I'm extremely jealous. That's the thing with the internet. You see people's status right away. All the cool things they're seeing and doing, and you feel like you're there. You can live vicariously through them. But I want to be there. I want to see these sites for myself. And one day I will. I'm determined. I've heard that before. I've been determined to do a lot of things in my life, and I've never done them. This one I should say I should be serious about, and I'm gonna make it happen. So let's make it happen. Yay! Plan for Japan. All right, I think I've rambled enough, so I will talk to you all later. Everybody have a good day. I love you.
これで最後だな。